Hello everyone, very good morning and good evening. Parminder here. Welcome to our Step Up Circle sessions. So we would be quickly starting with our first segment where basically Anu would be covering the overview of BTP CPI. So Anu is going to be also our trainer for SAP BTP CPI. Anu is having a 13 plus years of SAP experience. He is working for almost 5 years now on BTP. He is the BTP CPI expert. He's also BTP certified. He's taking us with us the corporate trainings. He has taken around 15 plus corporate training batches. And overall on the BTP, he has completed around 35 plus online trainings and the batches he has already completed. So, and apart from all these things, Anu is very enthused and to share the knowledge. He is the one who loves to share the knowledge. That's why we only bring people who like to share the knowledge beyond having a knowledge. The trainer should also understand how easily can be explained so that the information can reach to you. So that is a capability Anu has, right? So with this brief introduction, Anu, over to you. You are the main player in today's session.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Parminder. Thank you, everyone. So this is Anu, and I have around, it is already said by Parminder, that I have around 13 years of experience. And previously, I was before this SAP CPI consultant, I was in the integration side from SAP. That is your SAP PIPU expert. Then around 5.5 years back, I was moved to the this SAP CPI, which is now we are calling it as SAP BTP CI, right? So, and yeah, I took lots of training, and thank you everyone for joining the session. Hello everyone, welcome to the live session of SAP Cloud Integration Training, which is on SAP BTP. So let's start with the today's agenda. Today, we are going to cover what is SAP BTP. Then we'll see what is SAP CPI. And then I will show you how the system looks like, how your BTP looks like, and how your CPI looks like. And at last, we'll go for the course curriculum. And after that, we'll go for the question answer session. What are the questions you have? You can ask me. Okay. So what is this SAP BTP? BTP means Business Technology Platform. And what is the CPI? CPI is your Cloud Platform Integration. Earlier, we were calling CPI as a HCI, called a HANA Cloud Integration. Later, the name, it was rebranded, and SAP has given the name as a SAP CPI, which is SAP Cloud Platform Integration. And now it is changed again, and they have rebranded it, and they are saying that SAP BTP CI, or you can say SAP CI, that is your SAP Cloud Integration. So never get confused with this terminology. Whether it's a CPI, HCI, or CI, all are same. Now, what is this SAP BTP? So what happened? BTP is a kind of unified umbrella where you can see lots of tools or applications, and you can access it. You can start working. If suppose you want to start working on SAP CPI or CI, whatever you say, then you have to first log into the SAP BTP. Then only you can navigate to the SAP CPI. Okay. And what about the BTP? So earlier, we were calling this BTP as a SAP Cloud Platform. Around 4 years back, the name was, again, it was rebranded, and SAP has given the name as a SAP BTP. But yes, they have added lots of things. Now, let's talk about what is this SAP BTP. So what is happening nowadays? That cloud technology is not just benefiting businesses, but the cloud has So Parminder, hope you can see my this PPT, right?
So we can see your PPT slide, which is not in presentation mode. Are you sharing something else also?
No. So, okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah, this one is better now. Yeah. We are at the agenda slide.
Okay. So what is happening nowadays that cloud technology is not just benefiting businesses, but the cloud has changed our lives as individual as well, right? So every day, many of us are using cloud services. When even suppose we are going and watch videos or maybe movies or social media platform to post photos, or maybe online storage for storing files and online billing, shoppings, all these examples shows us we are shows that we are using the applications which are hosted on the cloud. Now the world is changing at a very fast pace for businesses, forcing companies to respond quickly. Businesses need a technology platform that provides all the necessary services and products to make appropriate decisions, considering innovations and transformations. Your SAP BTP, or you can say SAP Business Technology Platform, is one such platform with which companies can accelerate processes, it can innovate, scale, or drive business agility, and also reduce the costs. In another way, you can say that your BTP provides the technical foundation for businesses. Many SAP consultants like us, still wonder, what is this SAP BTP? So initially, what happened, as I said that, we were calling it as a SAP Cloud Platform, and around 2021, SAP has rebranded it to the SAP BTP, that is our Business Technology Platform. Your BTP is a set of SAP technologies that enables businesses to transform your data into values. That is the reason, if you see, many times SAP is saying that we have introduced AI, ML, DS and all in SAP BTP. It offers many solutions like databases, analytics, integrations, programming tools, data warehouses, and customer can use these solutions to fulfill their business requirement without any complexity in building the applications and maintaining any infrastructure. So basically, your BTP is a platform as a service. Correct? Now, what are the advantage of having this SAP BTP? Your SAP BTP can integrate SAP, non-SAP, third-party solutions to provide seamless data exchange between all the business processes. Also, it enables on-premise applications, cloud-based applications, and any other processes to be seamlessly connected to the infrastructure of the service to provide the real-time updates. It can convert, as I said earlier, the data into the values. Now, why this DS and all data science is too much popular, right? AI data science, what they are doing it. They are collecting the data, right? And they are analyzing it, right? They are making it as a value. Your data is converting to the value for the companies, right? The same concept is added in your SAP BTP. Then your BTP allows organizations to take advantage of pre-built services, data models, workflows, integrations, and APIs, which are available for multiple business areas. There is a terminology called a pre-built services. This is nowadays so important that everybody is moving to SAP BTP. Whatever the tools it has, people are going to add it. They wanted to use it, and especially in terms of integration. I will tell you later what are the, once I go for the advantages of having the CPI, then I will tell you what are the services are there. Those, if you are from it's a kind of standard things. There are many standard things are there in the SAP BTP. It's a kind of just plug and play, and you can start working on that one. That is the benefit of having this SAP BTP, and BTP has, and SAP has clearly said that low code or no code with SAP BTP. And because of this terminology, right, these words, right, sentence, they have added a concept called a pre-built services, which is a kind of plug and play things. No need to write a code. If the code is required, you have to write a very less code and all. Also, your SAP BTP is synced with the latest changes in the market, and it responds quickly to grab new business opportunity. When you start working on the SAP CPI, you will see that like I missed like every 3-4 days, or at least maximum by 1 week, you will see new updates are coming. You will see one pop-ups. You will see new features are getting added. And also new technologies like ML and AI are already embedded in the platform along with the real-time analytics solutions, which helps an organization in making more accurate decisions. There are some like offerings from the SAP BTP. For examples, like we have application development, we have automations, we have integrations, we have data analytics, and we have AI. Okay. Regarding the application development, offerings of SAP BTP is a kind of briefcase of frameworks, tools, and solutions that ease the software development of customs, application, and extensions for specific business processes. And also, your SAP BTP provides both businesses and platform services that accelerate the development of cloud applications. Then if we come to automations, everybody is nowadays talking about the automation. SAP BTP also talking about the automations. You have a SAP Build Process Automation, which has made workflow management and task automation simple and fast. And it fuels innovation and change adaptations. And this simple approach helps the users to build no-code, drag and drop tools to automate tasks and create workflows. This drag and drop is not at automation only. When you work in the CPI, it's a drag and drop things. No need to write a code, just drag and drop. You should know when and what should drag and drop. When the function, we are calling it as a function. So you have to just a drag and drop kind of things. You should know what is the use of that function that is. No need to write a code and all. Then ultimately, we have integrations. So this is our part where our CPI comes. And but before going for the CPI, if you want to navigate to the CPI from SAP BTP, there is one terminology coming as an integration suite. This is an actually integration platform as a service that allows to connect processes and integrate data across the landscapes. And because of this integration suites, it helps us to quickly integrate on-premise and cloud-based services or processes, applications, data, and events. Also, it helps streamline SAP and third-party solutions, integrations with thousands of pre-built integrations, connectors, APIs, and some of the best practices. And these pre-built integrations are managed and updated by your SAP only, or SAP partners, you can say. Because of these pre-built integrations, I can say around 4,000 plus, or between 4,000 to 5,000 pre-built integrations are already there. Only with the CPI perspective, I am saying that. If I include this API and open connector and all, so it will be much more. I can say around 7,000 or 8,000 plus. I mean, you have a integration, pre-built integrations are there. You just use it, plug and play. Then you have a database and a data analytics. Like for SAP storage and management is achieved by databases such as SAP HANA, SAP HANA Cloud, SAP Adaptive Server Enterprise, which we are calling the ASE, SAP IQ, SAP SQL Anywhere. And data can be managed and modeled with solutions such as SAP Data Quality Management, SAP Data Intelligence, or you can say SAP Master Data Governance. Also, your SAP Data Analytics facilitates new technologies to handle an organization's growing amount of data, which helps to get meaningful and trusted final data to the organization, and also it translates insight into actionable plans. This is what we are learning in the data science, right? You might heard some of the videos and all, right, what they are doing in the data science. The same concept SAP has added here. Then go for the artificial intelligence. Your artificial intelligence here powers the SAP BTP platform by accelerating innovations, optimizing processes, and maximizing resources. Here, AI enables intelligent decision making by using data analytics to understand specific issues. Even SAP is claiming that they have added SAP AI in the for AI for the SAP CPI. Right. Okay. Now talk about what is this SAP CPI. CPI stands for Cloud Platform Integration. Nowadays, you are calling it as a SCI, which means that it's a SAP Cloud Integration Tool. Why now you ask me why? They have changed the name. Earlier it was for BTP, it was a SAP CPI. Now they have rebranded to SAP BTP. It's all about the marketing things. Maybe earlier when CPI was there, right? I think 7-8 years back and all, right. So that time this HANA was too much popular. So maybe because of that reason they have given the name as a HCI called a HANA Cloud Integration. Then they have rebranded it again to the SAP CPI, that is called a SAP Cloud Integration. Right. Now they have again rebranded and saying that SAP Cloud Integration. Might be people are getting confused, clients are getting confused, as they have just rebranded it. SAP CI, SAP Cloud Integration Tool. But yes, when they are changing it, new features are adding it. Now, if I say why this your SAP BTP is too much popular, there is a concept called, we can discuss in later also. I'm just telling you why it is more popular nowadays. There is a concept called a Cloud Foundry. You can search on that one. And later also we can talk on this one. With the help of this concept, they are talking about the multi-cloud concept or multi-environment concept. What is the meaning of that one? In the same BTP account, you can create n number of tenants. For example, with the same login for your SAP BTP, you can create 3 different tenants, one for the development, quality, and production. If you want to create more, yes, you can create more. And now, what is the benefit here? Now you say, okay, that is fine. But what is the main benefit? Main benefit is not just this one. Maybe you are or your organization is more familiar or they have a trust over the AWS. But my organization, if I am in China, I will trust over the Alibaba.com. Right? So SAP has given this option that if you want to host, suppose they want to add the CPI, right? The CPI can be hosted over Alibaba.com also, or it can be hosted over the Azure or AWS also. Even they have an option for the private cloud or Google platform, Google Cloud Platform also. anything you can use it, right? Even not, this is not just, even if you want, production should be a part of Alibaba.com. Yes, you can host CPI production server over Alibaba.com and development and quality over AWS. That is also possible. So in the one BTP account, you are hosting CPI over different cloud platforms. And because of these two reasons, one is like multi-cloud concept or multi-environment concept, and another is the pre-built integrations. Your CPI is very, very popular nowadays. And the third is not, it's on cloud. That is the reason many small and medium companies, organizations are coming toward this SAP CPI or SAP. Earlier, we were calling it as a big elephant and all, as we know, many of us know. But nowadays, SAP is given a cheaper rate also. Like cheaper in the sense like it's all about the what type of many packages are available. So at the little cost also, if you don't want to build your infra team and all infrastructure and all, yes, you can directly pay the money and use this SAP CPI BTP over your browser. No need of having like a 8 GB RAM, or no need to have like your 250, like a 1 terabyte of your desktop, like the storage and all. Nothing required. Like you are using your Amazon.com, Flipkart.com, same way you can use your SAP BTP.com or SAP CPI, whatever you want. Okay. Your SAP CPI can integrate SAP to SAP, non-SAP to non-SAP, or non-SAP to SAP, on-premise to on-premise, cloud to cloud, or on-premise to cloud integration. Any integrations, whatever the types of it, right? Anything your CPI can do it. It supports end-to-end process integration through the exchange of messages. Also, it has the capability to process messages in real-time scenarios spanning different companies, organizations, or departments within one organization. With the help of SAP BTP CI or SAP CI or SCI, whatever you want to say, you can implement diverse scenarios, different scenarios, different integrations. You can do it with the help of SAP CPI. Earlier, what is happening? People has an assumption that like if I go for like 5 to 6 years back and all, when we were working on the SAP PI, PO, and if you talk to client, they said, oh, at least I mean, this PI is capable of integrating. And it is suitable only for the SAP integrations. I mean, one side can be SAP, another side can be non-SAP, but it's more like only SAP integration it can do. At least one side the SAP should be there. But CPI, it's not like that. When you start working, many times you will see you may integrate non-SAP to non-SAP applications also. It's nowadays very common. It can connect to the multiple endpoints and all. What is the meaning of that one? That means it can connect to the multiple servers, multiple systems. With the help of one BTP, CPI or CI, you can connect to the multiple servers. Also, you can customize. It's not about the pre-built integrations. Yes, you can customize also your integrations and connect to any systems, any applications according to your requirement. Your CPI is capable of accessing public APIs. And always remember, whenever you are connecting with SAP, when you are using the CI, whatever the communications are happening, those are secure and reliable. It's not like that it is on cloud and it can be breached. No, it is not like that. Nowadays, it is much more safer than your on-premise kind of thing, I can say. They have, suppose you are using the AWS, like suppose you are using this SAP CPI over AWS. Now, you have a security layer of AWS also with your SAP CPI. Also, many of you might be aware that we have SAP has their own on-premise integration tool that is called a SAP PI or PO, SAP Process Integration or Process Orchestration. SAP CPI has a capability to integrate SAP PI or SAP PO also. Many times in a project, when you start working, you will see that SAP CPI is connected to the SAP PI or PO also, right? So this is what about the SAP CPI and what is the SAP BTP. Now I will share you the screen for how your system looks like. Give a moment to me. Yeah, this is your SAP BTP. This is how your SAP BTP looks like. Okay, there are multiple options, sir. Those things we will talk later, you know. But yes, this is how your SAP BTP looks like. You have instances are there, subscriptions are there are service marketplaces are there. So whatever the applications are there or services SAP BTP has, you have to need to subscribe it and create an instance and all, so that you can start working on that one. But obviously it's chargeable. Then like many RFC destinations and all, if you want to create it, you can do it. And you can create the instances, you can create the multiple tenant also. Like there is a concept called a sub account. So as I said, like the concept called like a multi-cloud concept, correct? So multi-cloud concepts is we are using the concept called a sub accounts. Okay, with the help of that, we can create multiple tenants and all. We'll show you how to create it and we'll give you time also to do it. So because of that reason, your BTP has like everywhere people are talking about the SAP BTP, right? And okay, this is your, just hold for a second. Okay, this is your integration suite. And here our CPI comes. This is what I was talking about. What is new? Every time when you are refreshing the page, you will see this type of pop-ups and all. As I said that SAP is focusing on cloud and all, right? So you will see the updates. Yes, this is what I was talking about. Every time when you are refreshing the page, you may see this pop-up and all. New things are, what are the new things are coming, right? Everything is coming here. Right? This is your integration suite. What is this integration suite? Integration suite, nothing. It's a kind of collection of the similar kind or collection of similar, whatever the integration tools are there, right? So it's a collection of that, you can say. Whether you want to work on API, CPI, Open Connector, Event Mesh, TPM, or Integration Advisor, whatever you have, right? Everything you have to go through this one, integration suite actually. And this is what about your CPI also. CPI also comes here. Like if you talk about here, like discover, design, this is the integration APIs, right? This one is talking about your SAP CPI pre-built integration. This is what I was talking about, the pre-built integration. Correct? So you may hear something like 668, like pre-built packages are there. in one package, there can be one integration and can we have more? So I can say around, for just for the CPI perspective, there are around 4,000 plus integrations are there already developed by SAP. You have to just plug and play things and all. Okay. You can do lots of things. You can work on that one. You can go for the customization things, right? If you want to work on, you want to customize your flow, then you can go for this design part. And if you want, like, your data, what is your data, how it looks like, right? What is coming, what is going out, what is coming in the CPI, what is going out, right? Those things you can see under this monitor and all. Okay, this is what the overview of your systems. Obviously, this is just a demo session. So it was just, I was trying to show how the systems look like. But there are many details, things are there. It's not like that we will just jump it. Even I will start the session with something called integration. What is this integration? Right. So we will start from there. Now, I will share my screen again. So your course will be, I mean, how you will start the course. This course is even for the fresher also. You should have a little knowledge about the coding. That is enough. Or you should be a engineering graduate. That is enough to learn this SAP CPI. There is nothing like that. I mean, you can't learn. No, you can learn it. Whether you are a functional consultant or a BAP or basis. Okay, I tell you, or PIP, obviously you are always there, right? So if I say nowadays, more and more people are coming towards this SAP CPI. They are learning it, especially person is from the ABAP and basis. Why basis? Because nowadays, I mean, everybody knows that there are very less work for the basis. So they wanted to learn the CPI because here there are less codings are there. Hardly like 5% time coding only is there. And that is even like those codes are already available on the blogs and all. So that is the reason more and more people are basis consultant are coming for this one. And obviously ABAP also, because nowadays ABAP itself is nothing there, right? They wanted to add something else, right? So it's a very good profile if you are from the ABAP and if you are a CPI consultant. The combination is very good. And also if you are a functional consultant and you know this one, obviously it will help in future, right? Because you know the functionality, you know the in and out, right? And you know the integration also, right? Okay. So in this course, we will start with the SAP BTP overview, like what is this SAP BTP, what are the options is there, right? How you can set up your own trial account. So every person will get their own account. And some idea about like what is the tenant, what is the sub account, what is the pricing models are available for the SAP BTP, how you can navigate it, how you can subscribe for any services. So those kinds of things are there for the SAP BTP. Also, there are some more detailed discussions we will go for SAP BTP. Then we'll talk about the SAP Integration Suite also, how Integration Suite looks like. Okay, what is the advantage of having this one? And obviously, CPI. We'll talk about the SAP UI tools and all. When we talk about the SAP CPI, we will talk about the very basic. Okay, before that, we are also talking about like XML. We will give you a little idea about what is XML and JSON also, because in future the messages are exchanged or over this JSON or XML, right? So we'll give you idea like how the XML looks like. Okay, what is the XPath, right? What is the schema, right? Those things we will give you idea, which is not, I have not added everything here. Okay. Then how you can work on the standard pre-built integrations. Okay. Then how you can create your own integrations, right? So everything we are going to cover, how you can modify it, how you can work on the existing one, how you can modify the existing one, right? Those things also we can talk about this one. Then obviously the first integration will be your hello world. Then we are focusing on something called a function, or you can say those who are working SAP CPI, they know about the SAP palette functions. So we'll talk about the palette functions, like we have a content modifier, like for message transformation, right? We have a content modifier, you have a message mappings are there. Then We can go for like how you can route your messages to the different receivers based on the condition or without the condition. How you can raise your alerts. How you can create your exceptions. How you can add the exception. How you can retry your messages. There is something called local integration processes and all. I will tell you this terminology later and all. Okay. How you can split your data. Whatever data it is coming message, how you can split it. And if suppose split data is there, right? How you can combine it. So those things we are also going to cover it. Suppose there are multiple different like we have a data, right? And we wanted to combine it. What is the process? How we can combine it? Different data are coming, right? We can hold it, we can combine it also. There is a one terminology is there called a data store. Data store also we are going to add, like how you can store the data, what is the purpose of that one. That we are going to cover it. Then like for the mapping and all, there is a concept called a value mapping, fixed value. We will also tell you what is this one. And then Groovy script is there. Yes, we are going to tell you like how you can work on the Groovy scripts. But I will assure you, no need to worry about this Groovy script because many Groovy scripts are already there in the blogs and all, or question and SAP questions are said. If you search it, you will get it. Most of the time, you have to use as it is, or sometimes you need to little modify it. Okay. We are going to cover some of the adapters like SOAP adapters are there, like how you can generate the mails. Nowadays, OData is very popular, so we'll talk about that one. IDOCs, HTTPs, like secure file transfer protocol, how it works and all. Then we'll talk about with the JMS adapter, like how you can retry your messages and all. Then we'll talk about the data store adapter also, and also how you can combine the integrations, or another terminology, if I say, if you have a little idea about if you heard something called iFlow, how you can combine the iFlows, right? Those things also we are going to talk about. Then we'll talk about the monitoring, like how you can monitor the messages, how you can enable the traces, right? How you can enable the logs and all, how to see, where to see the messages, right? Data and all, how you can retry it, or maybe where you have to use the credentials, where you have to upload the certificates, right? Those things also we are going to cover when we talk about the monitors or monitoring. Then we'll create our own end-to-end flows. We will consume iFlows and all, like how you can consume different iFlows also, right? We'll talk about that one, right? You can convert your XML to JSON data and all. And there are many things you can convert, like if you have a CSV file, and we can convert to the XML also. And we can use a function, and with the help of function, we can convert it. Within 5 minutes of time, you can do it. No need to write even single line of code, these conversions and all. Then you can add how you can create a temporary variable, how you can create a global variable. What is the concept of global variable? And then we'll talk about like how you can store the payload, right? And how you can call this payload, right, in somewhere else also, in some different flow also. Yeah. Then you can filter your messages also, data also, how you can use the scheduler and all. So these things actually we are going to cover, right? And again, this is the same thing what I was talking about, like how you can ping the destination through the cloud. Those things are also we are going to cover. Like we are working on, most of the people are working on like on-premise, right? So we are pinging the server and all, whether it's accessible. But in CPI and cloud, how you will do those concepts, we are also going to integrate it. And like in monitoring, like in day-to-day life monitoring, how you can work on that one. There is something fun. If you go for or talk about any interview and all, they will talk, do you idea about the trace? How you can enable that is what are the functionality? Those things also we are going to cover it. And there are like, other than that, we are going to cover many things. For examples, like time to time, whenever we are covering the topic, we'll talk about some like questions and answer. Like, I mean, what are questions are coming when you go for the interviews and all. So those things we are going to cover it. This is what about from my side. Now you are open to ask questions. Yeah. What are the questions you have? You can ask me right now. Any doubt, any confusion?
You guys can also feel free to raise your hand if you have any questions or okay, Gautam Patra has a question. Let me check if I can give unmute access. Yeah, Gautam, please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. I'm an SAP architect on the functional side. I mean, but then I have a background in ABAP portals, but then that was pretty much long back. And I'm more of an P2P architect working on S4HANA and Ariba, MDG stuff, and integration with CIG. So, how much beneficial would it be? And I don't want to really get into in-depth codes, but then if something there is for me to do all those drag and drop mappings and or some sort of a code generator, will this one be beneficial to me? And if you can give some examples in your from your experience, would be really good.
Yeah, sure, Gautam. So Gautam, what is happening? Like as you are from the architect side, right? So
Yeah.
If you are using like integration, if you are using the integration, right, and CPI, see, CIG and all is there, right, which is there only for the Ariba. If I know correctly, it's
I know.
integration,
Only
right?
for Ariba. Only Ariba. Yeah.
So it is blocking your career, right? I mean, if you want to like go for like a real architect and all, right? I mean, the actual architect, right? So you are already
I am an actual
obviously,
architect, but
I mean, you can explore, right? I mean, it can enhance your career, okay? I mean, so forget about like, I mean, you are going to join course or not. That is a different thing, okay? But in the last terminology, right? Okay, as an integration architect, we should know, right? I mean, multiple integration tools and all, right? And especially the integration tool which has SAP, okay, and it can integrate not even the Ariba and like whatever the systems it has, right? So obviously it will benefit you. And like, okay, now when you are saying that, okay, you don't want to go for like a like a coding point of
in
view.
depth into ABAP classes and codes and all those things. I mean, troubleshooting, debugging is fine. I mean, with my ABAP background, I mean, I did ABAP last time was back in 2010. So it's like 15 years now that, I mean, I'm okay with going through the code, the pseudo logic or dry runs and code debugging, helping, I mean, sitting with the ABAP guy to figure out what needs to be done and then getting my functional hat. That's fine. But then, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was saying that like you are guiding the ABAP guy, right? So similarly, you can guide the CPI guy also, CPI consultant also. You will tell that, okay, how to integrate. Sometimes they are facing problem, right? Or maybe, I mean, like you can also directly guide, okay, how to develop the interfaces. And like there are many pre-built integrations are there. You can search there. You can say, okay, use this one. Why you are not using this one? Why you are going with this way, right? So
and what about custom logic, custom fields, etc.? That would be, I mean, the extensibility concept.
I tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. There are many, there are many pre-built integrations are there, correct? So in pre-built integration, those functions are there, parent functions, or you can say drag and drop functions. So if you want to work on that, we should know like what is happening, correct? At each step. So that is the reason those things are also required to learn.
You mean the standard mappings and standard pre-built content? That's what you're saying, to integrate.
Yeah. At least you should have an idea like how we can use it and what is the purpose of that one. Like there is one concept I can tell you, like content modifier. Okay, content modifier is so confusing. Okay, that with the help of that, I mean, like in the coding and all, right? What is happening? We can play with the data, right? As you are a web consultant, you were a web consultant, right? So what happened? You were using the you with the variable, right? You are storing the payload or data, okay, for maybe whatever the value, right? At one place, falling somewhere else, right? Unless until you are not debugging it, you won't understand how the data is flowing, right? This is the normally I'm telling you, okay? If the code,
yeah.
the same concept, you can achieve it in the CPI using the content modifier. So if you don't know, it's very difficult to understand how the data is processing and all.
And there are monitoring and troubleshooting.
Correct. So monitoring.
Monitoring and troubleshooting tools are available within CPI and BTP to figure out where it is going wrong, whether there is a data mismatch or formatting errors and all those. I mean, different.
Right.
I don't want to bore everyone with all the technical stuff, but then those are available within this, right?
Right. Those things are all with the SAP CPI. Monitoring tools are there. So.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Thank you.
Anyone has any other question? Sanjay has a question in the chat. As CIG is needed for Ariba, is BTP can replace CIG? Meaning, can we use BTP and Ariba and remove CIG?
If you go for many integrations, right? Some people are, in some project, they are using the CIG to connect with the Ariba. In some of the project, we are not using the CIG. We are directly connecting to the Ariba with the CI, SAP CPI, and whatever the systems it has. Another way. So it is possible. I mean, both ways. Suppose some customers are using the CI, some customers are using the CPI directly. It's not mandatory to have a CIG and all always, or not even a CPI perspective in terms of Ariba. Both way is okay. It's all depends on like how your customers go.
Okay. Go ahead with your question, Gautam. I think I need to again give you unmute. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm sorry. What about APIs? I mean, can we create applications for and then use APIs and consume those APIs which are available for S4 for Ariba to drive certain functionalities within BTP?
So if any APIs are there, yes, we can use in the SAP CPI. We can use it. If you have any APIs, we can directly use in the CPI.
We can directly use it. Okay, so basically,
So any kind of APIs we can use in the CPI directly.
So we create an application, register that within the API portal, and then use that API to drive functionalities.
See, Gautam, actually, there are two things. Okay, one is what you use. Another is any kind of different APIs are there, right? If it is already there, right, we can directly use it API to connect it.
Okay.
No need to register here anywhere, so you can directly use it in the CPI.
Okay, and these APIs might be application specific, like there are some for P2P, there would be some for OTC, for those kind of things. I mean, I have not worked extensively on the BTP side. I'm just starting to work. So that's why I was interested in this. So that's why I wanted to know, like, what are the things that I can expect? Because every customer would have different functional areas implemented, right? So BTP has APIs targeted to those functional areas and targeting certain functionalities.
Okay.
I would presume.
First thing I will clear, Gautam. Okay.
Okay.
When we talk about this SAP BTP, here it talks about, and when we are going for integration, perspective, we have integration suite. Okay. Under integration suite, you have multiple capabilities. One is the API, then you have a CPI or CI, whatever you say, open connector, and many more things are there. Around 6, 7 are there. Okay. So if we talk about like creation of the APIs, okay, or the existing APIs, that in that case, like we have to go through the API. Okay. For the integration perspective with any, whether it's API or anything, right? Web service or whatever we have, file and all, we are using the CPI for that purpose. So whatever you are talking, okay, it may be a part of the integration suite and all. Is it clear?
Not really, but maybe this is something. I mean, need to invest a lot of time to figure out. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, would have been good if there would have been some examples, but then, yeah. Okay.
See, when we talk about this API and all, right? So API, SAP has their own API, right? And also
Agreed. Yeah.
there are like third-party APIs are also there. So what I was telling you that whether SAP's own API or it's a third-party APIs, right? Anything can be connected with the help of SAP CPI.
Okay.
Directly use it. No need to register here and there. If API is already there, it's already created. Like suppose a Fiori API are there, right? If Fiori consultant can directly use in the CPI and connect it.
No, where I was coming from was, I mean, in my experience of using Ariba APIs for whatever application that the application would be consuming that API, you need to register that application on that API hub within SAP, and then they provide you with the OAuth and the keys, and only then you can start making use of it using, I mean, to test it with Postman or directly in your application. So that's
Okay.
what I was coming from. Like, what are the
Okay.
features, if at all,
That is
similar? Is it
correct.
similar or something different?
Correct. No, it's a similar thing. If you are using the SAP own API, right? So that
Yes.
also that should be registered. That should be created in the SAP API or API
API
hub.
hub. API hub. Yeah.
So it should be created. You should have in the service key and all, like the credentials and all you should have, and then only we can connect it. That's true.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
But here we are only talking about in the course and all, we are more talking about the SAP CPI only. Okay. API is again like a very big topic, I can say. Okay. So there are many things you can do it. So what I was saying that if API is already there, we can directly use in the CPI side.
Okay. You're only talking about this. I mean,
Correct.
both are standard APIs, but then those APIs which are available within CPI and
No,
not
not
the
within
ones
CPI,
which are.
not within CPI. If it is already there, by suppose somebody has created it, correct? This API they have created it in the like your API hub and all, right? Or
Okay.
maybe when you register something on API. So what we are getting the URL, user ID, password, and all. Right? If we have these things, we can use the same thing in the SAP CPI and can connect it.
Anyway, not sure exactly I follow, but then because those are standard APIs, but then maybe it's for a bigger discussion. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, by the time you're asking another question, I will just let you know that the market is getting hot with the CPI demands, and even a lot of clients are approaching to me also as a Sastra geek that there are the demand for the CPI consultant. And when I'm checking that what is driving those demands is most of the clients are moving from PI to CPI. Okay, so that is in all of the clients, whoever has SAP, they all have their roadmap where basically they need to move from PI to CPI. So that movement from PI to CPI is a big one, where basically it's itself is kind of a project, and it would be requiring a requirement of CPI consultants for those kind of projects. So next, I can say that easily next 5 years, there would be a demand which will be keep on growing for CPI. So it's a very good technology to learn for anyone, especially the people who are not into the function side, but into the technical side, or don't want to be into the 100% technical side as a complete ABAP coding. The CPI is a very good module to get selected.
Yeah, adding to the Parminder, your PI, PO, SAP is clearly said that they will support around for the next 3 or 4 years to SAP PI, PO. And after that, they have clearly said they are not going to support it. That is the reason projects are coming for migration project mostly, and they are moving from SAP PI, PO to CPI or whatever the new projects are coming. Those are coming only on the SAP CPI only. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you for that addition, Anu. Anyone has any question? If you have any question related to CPI, this is a time, or because I'm not getting more question on CPI, if anyone has any career related question, in that case also you can feel free to ask. Aman has shared the link. Okay, he has shared the link over the chat. You can use that link to get enrolled for CPI, and we would be starting our batch from 2nd of March, 8 a.m. IST. Okay, I don't see here any another question related to CPI, so I think we are good to close. Anyone has any question related to career counseling, SAP career counseling? Anyone has any question related to SAP career? Please let me know before we close the call. Vijayanti, okay. You just need to raise the hand and I will unmute anyone, but I'm unmuting directly Vijayanti. Yeah, Vijayanti, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for this session. I'm into functional, basically. I need some time to know more about the new technologies and then improve myself. So if you can give some time regarding this, I'm basically into MDG background, FI and MDG. So maybe that will help a lot. Majorly focusing on technical side to know more on technical side. Yeah.
Okay, so Vijayanti, but I understand that you are interested to move ahead into the technical side, and you still want to discuss ahead in one-to-one about the.
Yes. Because this session doesn't make any sense. I'm disturbing others' time, so just want to know more about the career progress.
Okay, got it. So it's okay because other people can drop off. The session has been completed. If you want to do it now, we can do it now. If you want to schedule a separate session, support team will help you with that. They will give
if you have time, I don't have any issues to ask.
I have time. Go ahead.
That's nice. Okay, so I have 10 years of work experience. Okay, so I started with FICO domain. Okay, now somehow I got into MDG project. Okay. So for the past almost 5 years, I'm into supplier as well as finance, master data, and I'm liking it. Basically, because I'm from functional, MDG is more of techno-functional, right? So I'm trying to, mainly get to know more on BAPIs, all these technical stuff. But then it's becoming a challenge for me to know more because I'm lost there. So that would help in case if you have any courses or anything which would actually I'm again not interested in completely debugging or something because there is already a BAP team who is supporting, but at least to tell them or support them, I need some background or knowledge on that. So that would actually.
So Vijayanti, the first question I have, till what extent you are going deep into the MDG? Are you creating a data models or still you are into the finance side only?
I have worked for supplier for almost 3 years, but not completely into MDG, but in finance, yes, I'm now more into core MDG project.
Okay. More into the core MDG means that what are the workflows need to be initiated in MDG? What are the data models need to be created? What are the new fields need to be introduced?
Correct. Though it was not created by me, I came in middle, but I'm at least able to understand. And then in case of any issues related to roles, BRF plus, in BRF plus or USMD rule, any issues like that, right? I'm able to resolve. But my focus is to know more on object class, baddies, and then all these technical related, which will help me. Yes.
Got it. Got it. But I understand what you want, but I have one more question I want to understand a little bit more. So where do you want to grow in your career profile? Do you want to grow towards the MDG side, towards the technical side, or you want to, at some point of time, you want to jump back into the functional side of it?
I want to be into techno-functional so
want
that
to be
I
into
can,
techno-functional. And
have
you
some grip on MDG. Yeah, I want to
grip on
continue in
MDG.
MDG. Yes. Yeah.
So you as a finance consultant, you was given a MDG. Have you taken a full-fledged MDG training from somewhere? Or only with
Full-fledged
experience you have learned?
with experience I've learned.
Okay, got it. So what I will suggest you, Vajanti, I will suggest you two trainings. One training is ABAP for functional consultant. That is exactly what we are looking for. ABAP for functional consultant is a training. It's not too technical. It's not ABAP training, full-fledged ABAP training, but it is bringing the topics from ABAP, which a kind of a functional consultant would be knowing. That's around, I think, 15 to 18 hours training is there. So you can check and you can go through that training. That would be very helpful.
Okay. So one more
And
doubt.
okay, let me complete. Second training, I will still suggest you, because you have not done any full-fledged MDG training, you have just learned for experience. So because in projects, we don't use the full functionalities, maybe there would be some areas which will require you to go deeper into MDG so that you can be called completely techno-functional MDG consultant. So I would also recommend you to go for the MDG course also.
Oh, okay, sure. Please share the links. I will go through the contents as well. I will,
Sure. So Aman, Bhupender, please make sure share the link with Vajanti.
One more thing, sir. Is there any profile related or resume related services also? I mean, as per the market, would I be getting that support as well?
Okay. So these two courses which you have asked, they are the individual courses. Otherwise, many of the courses we give it in the bundle. We have a separate course that is called the Resume CV Building for SAP. A separate course we have created with examples and everything. So you can take that course. Aman, please give the link of that course also. It would be small course. It is just I think 3-4 hours of videos and then sample series.
Okay, that would help a lot.
Any another question, doubt?
Yeah, who would be the trainer and will they cover which version they would be covering?
So if you will be asking me about the ABAP for functional consultant, that is self-paced training. We have just finished a live session. Generally, twice in a year or once in a year only we do the ABAP for functional consultant. So which has been just finished. Okay, so you can go through the recorded sessions, and whenever the live session comes, we'll also give you a link so that you can upgrade for the live session.
Okay.
And MDG also is self-paced. We are not running live session as of now for MDG.
Okay. MD, ABAP, you said what would be the version? Is it HANA version or?
Yeah, SAP S/4HANA.
Okay. Yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you so much for your time.
Sure, thank you. So I don't see any other question. Vajanti, there are some links which has been given in chat. Make sure you copy it. And link for enrolling the CPI course also has been given in the chat. So thank you everyone for joining here for over a weekend, giving your time. And thank you, Anu. I appreciate a lot. You came up for this session to give you overview. And I hope we will be getting connected with the batch when we start in the March.
Yeah, thanks, Brinda. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.